Greetings. Welcome to the 2016 Black Sustainability Summit Q&A session with Brother Samora Sobukwe Sodaye. This is Afia Reina and Mama Nobantu, members of the African Community Sustainability Collective, hosting this magnificent summit. We give thanks for Brother Samora's participation. He will be taking Q&A on the presentation related to Camp One Roots. So for those of you interested in youth engagement, education, and opportunities, this is the Q&A session for you. Go ahead, Brother Samora.
Okay, greetings. It's good to be back. And today I'll be speaking about Camp One Roots, and it's an annual camp that we do. We're doing it this year. It's going to be hosted in Port Gibson, Mississippi. Our motto is not motto necessarily, but our title is Adventure, Learning, and Building Skills. Well, we take our youth for 7 days. It's a whole week camp. And during that week, we teach them an array of skills. From plant identification, and we have all type of experts and work with us during this week. So it's plant identification, from herbs, how to identify herbs in the woods and how to use those herbs. We also have construction projects where we teach them how to build structures, and in the past we have built small home models and those type of things, and we want to get to the place where we're teaching them how to wire those homes, and we're going to get there because we're going to be bringing in people who can do that. And then we also teach them drumming, African culture classes, and just a array of different things for the entire week. We also have adventures and those things where we do horseback riding, swimming, we do hiking, and it's just a whole week full of activities. We do capoeira. We have people come in and teach capoeira classes. So it's an exciting period. And we have hosted this on all black land. We've been strong for 6 years now. And we've been on black land for that entire 6 years. And this year, we're excited that we have our own land this year. We just purchased in Port Gibson, Mississippi, the land with Baba Hannibal Afrique. And we're proud to say that we hosted one of our camps on Baba Hannibal Afrique's property when he was alive. So the youth were really blessed to have that experience and that expertise from Baba Hannibal. So we're continuing this year, and we're excited about it. This year is going to be held, like I said, in Port Gibson, and it's going to be from July 9th through July 16th. So we're also taking volunteers, registration, and things of that sort. So we're happy to be here, and we're happy to participate in the Black Sustainability Summit as well.
Give thanks. I see a few people that are signing in that may have just missed your introduction, but I have Baba Samora on the line, and he's been speaking about Camp One Roots. For those of you who have questions about the camp or have comments about it, I would love to unmute your microphones, raise your hand, and see if there's anything that he can answer for you as you're working to develop youth programs or looking to stay engaged and possibly send your children, cousins, friends, children's friends to the camp this year or in future years. Does anybody have a question? Go ahead and raise your hand.
This is Nobantu. I missed the age group, Samora. Could you tell me what the age group is?
Okay, yeah, the age group is from 7 to 17. So that's the group that we work with. And so that's the age group.
Okay.
And we're really offering them in terms of teaching them how to sustain. This year, last week, me and some of the staff that worked with board members, we went to Port Gibson. And it's some Africans on that land who are building their own wells. And so this year, we're going to teach the young people how to build their own wells. So we're going to be digging wells on our property because we're trying to get as far away from paying water bills and those type of things. We want to our own water resource. So we will be digging our own wells this year. So the youth will be able to take part of that. So we're excited about that, and excited about the leadership that's on the ground in Port Gibson is going to help us with that process. So it's really focused on sustainability and how we're going to survive as young people leading the way. We want to charge the young people to lead the way in terms of our sustainability and actually getting them the necessary skills and the tools that they need to be successful in determining our own destiny. So we're really excited about this year and what it has to offer our young people.
And one more question. I see Arcana has her hand up. What is the cost?
Okay, good question. It's a $50 pre-registration fee, and the cost is $400 per child and $325 for every additional child. We ask that you get your registrations in early. That way, because I'm over the part of scholarships, so we do have scholarships available to young people. Last year, I think we sent 7 students for free because that's how many scholarships we had raised in terms of that. So don't let the cost scare you. If you need help or resources in terms of paying for this, I work top efforts. I mean, I put a lot of energy in raising the money in terms of scholarships to help the youth. But that's the price, and we offer a discount for the local people as well. So that fee would be $225 for the young people in the area.
One more quick question. If
Hmm.
you have, I mean, I like to send 2 of my grandchildren. Would the second grandchild get the 325?
Yes,
Become
the second grandchild will get the 325. And
okay.
so that would be it. And and I was talking to a parent this week, she said, if she's having problems with some of the costs, but she can pay some. That's why we try to get those pre-registrations in so we can see what we're working with. And then once you register, you can, we can kind of deal with what you need help with if you need any. That way we can start the ball rolling early in terms of raising those resources that those youth might need. And 2, we use the youth because it's all type of fundraising projects that we use. And we get them involved in terms of helping them themselves raise that money that they need to attend camp. So.
And the early registration, I mean, you said get in early. You're talking about June, May?
The pre-registration, you can pre-register now, and if you visit our website, and I'm gonna say that right now, is www.camp1 the number 1 roots rootz.com, and you can go to the pay the registration fee, and then we'll start keeping track of who's coming, and then you'll get a phone call in terms of reaching out to you about what your payment plans are and what the process is in terms of do you need assistance and things of that sort.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. I'm going to unmute the phone for Ikena. You're live.
Yes, greetings.
Great.
Very wonderful presentation. I do have a few questions. Do you involve high school and college students as camp counselors? And if so, are those paid or volunteer positions? And what type of training does the camp staff? What do they
Okay.
bring?
Yeah, that's a great question. We do offer, in particular, some of the older children that we work with. We offer them to come back and become counselors, and we do allow college students to be counselors as well. It's all volunteer based, and before the camp starts, they go through initial training, 2 to 3 days training in terms of training them to make sure um, that they meet the criteria. We also do background checks and all that, so that's a part of the process. But it is available to them in terms of volunteering to become counselors. So if you're interested, you go to our website, you'll see a volunteer page, and there's a form that they have to fill out, and then we'll reach out to them once we receive the form. But we really need volunteers, and particularly those volunteers, because I know that we did it at Mama Muja, Shakira's facility last year, and she works at Tuskegee University, so she had a lot of students that she brought and we were able to work with, but they had skills too. In terms, we had students who could teach capoeira and those type of things. So we're looking for students to volunteer and offer their skill sets as well, because we know that they do have them. So please go to our website, www.camp1roots.com, and fill out that volunteer form, and one of our staff members will get back with you immediately.
Can you also share with me what type of first aid training and security measures you have in place during the camp time?
Right. We're excited that we have one of our board members is a registered nurse. She's been a registered nurse she worked for over 30 years in the nursing field. So she leads that up. And then we were blessed because we had some other nurses that was on our facility last year as well. So we have a dynamic nursing team and first aid process that we have on our staff. As well as security, we have, at night we have people who we stay up throughout the night, switching out in terms of security detail, making sure that the campsite is safe, making sure that, because we're in the woods, let's be frank, so we know we have animals and things of that sort is out there, so we have a security detail that walks the land throughout the night, and we have the campers who are paired with adults, with the adult counselors who walk too, and make sure that their camp is secure. So we get them involved in that process as well, because we want them to understand that they have to protect their environment. So that's throughout the night, and we switch out. We have, radio technology in terms of the CBs that we use, so we can communicate with each other throughout the night, throughout the day. And then we have a whole security team that lead that up. So we have experts within the security arena who lead that security piece up.
Thank you. And one last question. So I'm in Atlanta. Do you have coordinated transportation, group transportation to get the children from here to Mississippi?
Last year, because we have a lot of students that come from Atlanta, we coordinated. One year we had a van where we actually picked students up, and then the parents helped in terms of with that cost, the associated cost with that. So we can work that out because we have so many of our counselors that come from that area, even if it's transportation with a counselor. And when I'm saying counselor, I mean a person that's actually on the board. So we can work that out and make that happen. So if you need transportation, that's something that's part of the application process, and we can kind of see where you're at in your location and work those things out.
Great. All right. Asante Sana, brother.
Oh, do I? And if you look at, I'm gonna give you a number. It's 1-601-691 camp. It's 1-601-691 camp. And if you call that number, someone will, answer it and, help you out in any way that we can. It is our mission to, get our youth involved in all aspects of determining our destiny. So that's why we say adventure, learning and building skills, because we want to do it through adventure. We want to do it through the learning by bringing in experts. One of the projects that we lead is organic gardening. We have experts in the field of gardening, and we bring them down and we actually let the students plant food and they see it grow before they leave. So we're big on cultivating our own food, building our own homes. And this year, I was just in a meeting with my father this weekend, and he's very skilled in electrical work. So he's going to be working in terms of helping the students understand that concept and how to wire homes. So we're excited about that process as well, and really teaching young people how to be sustainable and how to live, and really getting in the woods and utilizing that resource that we have in terms of agriculture and land that we own.
This is Nabatu one more time. Do you have a limit on how many students or campers you can bring onto your camp? Is there a limit?
We don't have a cutoff at this point because we have a lot of land. We usually try to work in the area of 50 students. So that's what we usually try to keep it, our balance of, just in terms of that. But the more students we have, it is we have to build the counselors. So that's why we say register early, just so we can see what we're working with and see how many counselors we have. Because if there's more students than we have counselors, then we have to have a cutoff period. So we try to usually work in the area of 50 students. Okay,
because I have a lot of former Shule students who have children that age, and if I put it out there, I know if they look at your video and presentation, they're going to want to come.
All
so
right.
That's why do you have
that would be great. So this is our message, and we we want the youth that we work with, the older they get, we want them to come back and be counselors, and we want them to get involved in terms of working with the younger, because we have a black group, a red group, a green group. So we have different groups and different age, limits, and each counselor represents, we have a counselor assigned to each group. So they're broken off in ages, and we have the red, the black, and the green, because we know that that's our colors in terms of, Marcus Garvey. So we have those groups separated, and then they all come together in the morning to do breakfast, and then they work in different activities. We teach entrepreneurship, we teach business, we teach. Last year we had someone teach them how to make their own jewelry, out of copper. So we was, the students were really excited about that. So we teach them, components in terms of skill development, how to, make their own jewelry and make their own, make their own way. So I'm really passionate about Count One Roots and what we stand for, and I hope that people who are listening to this will get young people involved, because it is up to us as the parents to guide, young people in this direction, so that they know how to be sustainable and know how to live on the land. And one other thing, we have Dr. Nanasiti, who is a profound herbalist, who's a part of our board, who do extraordinary work in terms of the herbs and the classes that she teaches to the young people. It always amazed me. So we excited to have Nana Siti a part of our board, and the work that she does with the youth is always profound and amazing, every year.
Wonderful. Let's see if there are any more questions that are out there. Akana, you was this an older question? Yes, she asked for the phone number, and I sent it out to her. Would you repeat it once more for anybody else who may need it?
Yes, the phone number is 601-691-CAMP, CAMP. And you can reach us also by email. It's Camp One Roots, and that's the number one ROOTZ @gmail.com. So you can reach us that way. And you can also visit our website at www.camp1roots.com.
Wonderful. I know there are many, many children who will definitely need to attend the camp. I think it's beautiful that it's not just for adults to start working toward it, because this is our future. And if our youth do not have the skills, and they're not learning, and it's not in a engaging way, we'll continue to repeat, what's going on. Brother Samora, we can see your screen.
Okay, good.
Okay, wonderful. So if you want to talk about what it is that you're going through, and I'll continue taking questions as they come through.
Okay, good. I just wanted to kind of go through our camp programs, as you can see our screen. And if you see, we have, for the adventure part, we do hiking, archery, swimming, horseback riding, obstacle course. We do rafting, boating. We also teach our children in terms of how to build a fire. We teach entrepreneurship, campsite preparation. They have to set up their own campsite, from setting up their tents to, building the fire for the tent, for our fire pit. We teach them composting in terms of that, how to compost so you can have some great soil for your agriculture. We teach them the composting part. We teach them agriculture. We teach them survival skills, how to survive on the land, how to utilize that land. And one year we had Baba Hannibal, who was big on teaching young people survival skills. We had him lead a survival skills training for our young people. So we teach them survival skills, and we bring in different people to teach that. We teach them sustainable construction. We built a round structure last year, a home and the young people participated in that. So we built the octagon structure, and so we use them to teach them how to build those type of structures and how to lay the foundation for it. We teach them urban parts as well as the agriculture. We also teach them urban, because a lot of our students come from the urban cities, so we want them to continue that gardening when they go to the urban city. So we teach them urban gardening and how to do that as well. And learning, we teach them nutrition, Tai Chi, yoga, pottery. We do a tie-dye class. We do dance. We do crafts. We do drumming. We even do journalism, water purification, team building exercise, and plant identification. And so that's just some of the activities that we have for our young people to get involved in. And this is all about being sustainable, and these are some of the tools that we need for that sustainability. And that's what we get them engaged in, and that's what we're most proud of in terms of what we do. And if I can, if you go to this section right here where it says volunteer, you can scroll down and click that button, and it kind of gives you a demonstration, and you can do the application as well. And this is the registration process. And if you see right here, it has pay, $50 registration fee, and then that's $400 per child, $325 each additional child. And that's by June 1st, for the full payment. Okay, and then you can just fill out this portion of it, and that'll come to our staff, and we'll be able to work with you, and we'll have someone follow up with you in terms of where you're trying to go, if you need assistance with scholarships and those type of things. So.
Thank you. Mama Atiba has a question. I'm trying to get her audio together. She's going to type in the question. So as I wait, if any other attendees have questions, go ahead and raise your hand. Ikena, I see that you have a question. I'm hoping that it's not outstanding. Let me know. I'm going to unmute you. You can just simply say if we've answered your question or not.
Okay.
Uh, and
Okay, no.
my question.
Oh, Mama T,
Yeah.
but you are on.
You hear me? I'm
Yeah.
on? Oh, okay. 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 All right. I'm glad I'm on, and I just wanted to say something. Can you hear anything? Is that background muted? Is my background muted?
You sound
Um,
perfectly fine. Go ahead.
okay. Okay. First of all, I'm also have been a part of Camp One Roots and before, okay? And so there's an extensive, the 6 years does not only speak to the amount of experience that the staff and Camp One Roots has the privilege of having the opportunity of camping for several years. And what I want to speak to is about the youth and how the children, the youth, are so excited, and you see the pioneer camping that we have experienced, and the children are all in. They are so excited. They want to get in. And in fact, the Camp One Roots was driven by children asking and saying, we want camp. We want to do this. We want to live sustainably. We want to teach us, tell us, show us whatever you need to show. And they step up and they are totally in. So once they have that experience, it stays with them and it sticks with them. And so only it is we are obligated to our children and to our ancestors to see this through. So that is one of the things I have. My children are going, and my children's children have gone and are going. So it is a wonderful experience, and we have to, that is our future. And once we put it in, and we usher in our children and our future and our destiny, and we determine that. And this is one of the ways with Camp One Roots that we do determine, which is a very self-determining, and it's teaching our children so that they can do it. And that's, I don't really have a question. I just wanted to make that, as being one of the facilitators of Camp One Roots, just make that point to all those of you that are listening. Thank you.
Right, and I appreciate Mama Tiba and all the hard work that she puts into Count One Roots and as part of our board. And I do want to say what she just said, that we say 6 years strong in terms of Count One Roots, but if you look at this page that we own now, you see that Ishmael Muhammad, who is our activities coordinator. He has over 20 years counseling experience, 15 years of camp activity coordination. So it was people involved in camping before we started Camp One Roots. You have Sodaye Muhammad, who's a camp administrator and camp nurse, who has 18
Hmm.
years experience as camp administration and nurse. So it's a lot of people involved in camping before we founded Camp One Roots. So that expertise is there. And of course myself is over the construction. Then the host of Mama Tiba, who's on the board as well, who does work in terms of moving this forward, and a host of other people who work on our board to make sure that is every year. So we're so appreciative of what all those people bring to this program.
Yes, and Samora is one of the hardest working people that I know, okay? And he was born into this. And
Mhm.
my experience goes back with my children, and now I have a second generation that I'm dealing with, okay? So, and I have been camping and on camp and there with Ishmael and Mama Sinovia through that time, okay? So because healing, it's part of the healing. And Nana City, who Mom Samora also let you informed you of who she is, and those of you who know her, she is, I call her sustainability. That's her middle name. That's not her middle name, that's her first name. Okay. And so she is about that. This is her way of life. This is what she lives. So when we talk about sustainability, Camp One Roots is is a way to show and teach and share and usher in our self-determination, because through sustainability, you will have sovereignty. Once we know how to sustain ourselves, then that is the prerequisite for being sovereign, and that's what we're doing, we're actually doing it and living it. Ashe.
Yeah. Ashe.
Wonderful, wonderful. There's someone who sent in. Ikena did let me know that she didn't have a question. Erlene does not have a microphone, so I'll read her question. She's been very engaged. I'm so happy to see her in this session as well. She asked, how are the youth housed? Are they in cabins? Are they in tents?
Okay, yeah, great question. They have tents. So we have a tents that's throughout the camp, and those students set up their tents. So it's a tent style camp.
And I'm jumping in. I don't know. I'm supposed to raise my hand.
Go ahead, Mama
Yeah,
Tiba.
that's fine. You can.
Okay. Okay. And we are starting with tents because we're building from the ground up. Okay. So we're building. And of course, we see cabins, we see the whole permanent structure and a permanent, we have our vision has that in place. But right now we are starting with the tents, and we are moving to structures and cabins and meeting places, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful vision, and we need you to become a part of this. And we teach our children consensus on how to mediate and negotiate with each other. So all of that, and we practice it even amongst ourselves. And that's my main motivation, because we practice consensus. We practice consensus, and that is that in itself is worth the whole initiation into this process. Okay? Thank you.
Right, and two, we start with tents, and every year we have students build something as well. And we're not building just for building's sake. Like I said, we built that octagon uh, structure last year, and the students helped build that. So we want to leave something for them to work on, and when they build it, that's something they can see when they come back to camp the following year, and that's something that we're going to use. Like on the camp this year, we're going to be working on building a shed and those type of things, and we also raising resources to build an activity center and a place where we can have our kitchens and those things. But we want the youth to be engaged in that. So even though they live in tents now, before it's all over, every youth that has come to our camp will have influenced in such a way that we'll have our own structures, and they'll be able to play the role in building those structures. So like Mama Tiba said, we starting with tents, but we want them to actually help build the structure so we can be set up where if we choose to be indoors, that's what we do. But I think tenting is a great way in terms of learning how to survive. Because that's how I grew up in Mississippi. We would tent all the time, even though we had structures. We would tent to kind of, pull out that survival element and how you're going to live in the woods and how you're going to, survive. And even if it's a little hot, how you're going to make those adjustments. What are you going to do? So it teaches them all type of skills like that. And it also teaches them how to set up a tent, because setting up a tent can be difficult if you don't know how to do it. So we go through that training in terms of how to set up your shelter, how to prevent rain from coming into your tent, how to prevent not eating food in your tent, because if you do, the ants are going to take it over. So we have that training so they can learn that part of the survival aspect as well. So, I think it's a good start in terms of the tenting process so that those students can learn that and then be able to use that as a sustainable method of a survival process. And then once they see that they can build their own structure, they can wire their own homes, they can do the plumbing in their homes, then we'll leave those structures for the next generation to live there. And then they can run the camp from the perspective of living in those shelters, but at the same time have an aspect of tenant as well, so that those students can get that same experience and be a part of that type of environment. So.
Yes. Yes, this is Mama Tiba again. Tenting will always be a part of our camping experience.
Yes.
We've always had it, even when there were times in our experience together, we have had cabins, and we still have the feature of the tenting and the camping, okay? Because that is how you learn. That's what you would do. So even when we have the cabins, even when we build it up into where we will be residents year round at
Mm-hmm.
that facility, and we will be there. We won't only be there 2 weeks. We will be there. There'll always be that tenting, that tenting feature that will always be in it, on it, okay? Because you have to lay on the land, sleep on the land, walk on the land, okay? And that's how you heal. It's a holistic approach. It's a holistic approach. Thank you.
I know we're running out of time, or the time is winding down. So I just want to give our website again. Is www.camp, the number one roots, ROOTZ.com. Again, that number is 1601691 camp. And you can reach us by email at camp1roots@gmail.com. So
If
we're
they,
looking forward to hearing from you.
I did have one question on behalf of someone who is not here. They are
Mm-hmm.
working on developing not a Boy Scouts, but um, a survival training for youth down in Augusta, Georgia. And I
Mm-hmm.
was wondering if you also would allow for those who are looking to develop and expand upon this concept, do you offer any trainings or collaborative efforts for those who are looking to expand? Maybe they share, 2 weeks with you and then they have something else. I'm just exploring an opportunity for them.
Yeah, we in terms of trainings, we don't offer trainings in that way, but we would like to collaborate. We do collaborate with other organizations in terms of bringing their youth to camp and seeing what type of experiences we can learn from each other. But that's the extent of where that goes in terms of the collaborative effort is. Because if those young people would come to our camp for 2 weeks, and I think if we'll sit down with the board and determine or make some decisions in terms of even could we visit their facility, that's something we have to discuss with the board.
Okay.
Okay.
And one more thing, may I make a statement? And that's, we're already a national. We have children from the West Coast, from California, from New York, from all over, and we're looking to even do that, to spread that beyond the borders of the United States. Okay, we're seeking for youth to come in from outside of the United States to share their experiences. So, of of course, it's a teaching and learning experience. So we do have that vision to see, and I'm sure people will be coming for guidance and experience and reference from us, and we do see that. We do see that. And we already are a national. This is an outreach nationally, and then also we want to be outreach even beyond these borders. Okay, to all our youth everywhere in the diaspora everywhere, and then we're looking at that. That's a vision for us to go out of these borders and seek, okay? Because it's all about the sustainability, and it's a worldwide, it's worldwide. We're not, it's a global, not in the negative sense of the what, but for us, for our positive sense. We are all everywhere. We are everywhere, and our children are everywhere. We want them to go everywhere. Ashe?
That's it.
Ashe. All right. Well, Mama Tipa, we're actually going to get ready for your presentation. Coming up next, we're going to have to sign off. The presentation will be covering Africa House, which is a sustainable um, I don't want to talk about the village, but it's a sustainable educational center in St. Croix. So we'll be sharing in that presentation coming up next. But we want to give thanks to Baba Samora for your presentation as it pertains to options for our youth, practical options here where we are located, and for those who are across the nation, for them to connect and come together and have their children in a space where they can learn as well as the parents learning. So I thank you. Your information is up on the screen, and we'd love to speak with you a little bit later after the summit and continue to connect you with those who have questions that they didn't get an opportunity to ask today.
Okay, great.
Mama
And
Nabantu,
thank
do
you.
you have any words? Thank you. Thank you. I think she's muted. Well, thank you again.
I do. Peace.
Peace.
Much appreciation for all that you do, Atiba and Samora.
Oh, most definitely. And same to you.
Yes, much appreciation to all you do. We ain't touching nail, all you doing.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, my dear.